Hey, welcome everyone. A lot of people have found my channel via a couple videos I did talking about the Federal Reserve, bond buying, what it is, how it works, and so forth. I'll try to link to that up here if you're watching on YouTube. But because of that, I just want to highlight an excellent article that's in the Wall Street Journal this weekend. It's February 19th, 2020. So it was written by Nick Timiraos, who is the Journal's kind of main reporter as it relates to the Federal Reserve. And this is an excerpt of his upcoming book talking about the Fed's response to COVID and how the Fed definitely prevented a major recession, if not another Great Depression. And I don't say that lightly. That's often talked about kind of using the phrase Great Depression is kind of almost a cliche, but I think there's very few people amongst the general public that appreciate how close the financial markets and therefore also the economy were to total implosion back in March of 2020. And there's one quote in here that really struck me, which I'll highlight. It's a quote by a bond trader who was working for the Federal Reserve in March of 2020. This individual had also been working on Wall Street back in the 2008 financial crisis. And just take a look at this quote real briefly. So speaking of March of 2020, here's the quote. "It was sheer unadulterated panic of a magnitude that was far worse than in 2008 and 2009. Far worse." That just struck me as to how dire the situation was. And anyway, I don't want to be too long-winded here, but this article basically talks about the Federal Reserve's response, and obviously the longer version of that is going to be in Nick Timiraos' upcoming book. But if you're interested in this subject, and also if you're interested in the debate around the Fed's policy actions, because there's obviously consequences. A lot of people are concerned that the Fed, by basically coming in, bailing out the economy and the financial markets and so forth, there's a lot of concern that that will encourage people to take more risk in the future, assuming that the Fed is always going to be there to bail everybody out. So it creates that so-called moral hazard, and it's a real problem. It's a real challenge. So anyway, again, I'm probably going to start rambling here a little bit too much. If you're interested in this subject, I'd highly recommend checking out this article. I'll put the link in the description, and check out Nick's upcoming book. I think it's coming out March 1st. So look, thanks for watching. I hope we'll see you in the next one.